What's happened since then?
I don't know. Has 50% of the planet multiplied and brought it back to pre-Thanos population numbers? I guess you plan on snapping the universe back to half its people every 20 years or so? This seems so f***ing pointless.
Don't do this.
Ultimately, sisterly love is what causes her to give up the location of the Soul Stone, and therefore the fate of the entire universe. She begged her boyfriend to kill her, rather than let Thanos win.
I'm getting a new hammer.
Hey, emotions can get the best of you.
Odin told him his hammer was just something that focused his power. Now that's been forgotten, and a hammer is important again.
You're gonna need more than one stupid eyeball.
But you're handing him a fake eyeball, so he still only has one stupid eyeball, right? What the f***? Some random computerized alien eyeball has a connection port that matches Thor's flesh-based eye socket connection port?
So?
This is the second Marvel movie to waste Peter Dinklage.
And he killed everyone anyway. All except me.
Let me do some math here. 300 dwarves were here, one is left. Carry the 9, multiply by pi r squared. That's 99.67% of the dwarf population, which means he must have let 299 other dwarves on some other hammer building station live.
Oh yeah, I just realized. He usually kills 50%, so why is he the only one? It's just something I now realized.
That's all well and good, but how did she get out of the mid-air suspension thing that she was in? Doesn't that thing make you, for all intents and purposes, immobile? In fact, I'm kind of wondering how she was even able to kill that guy.
Wind up implanting eggs in my chest or something and I eat one of you, I'm sorry.
I do not want another single pop culture reference out of you.
I'm trying to say that something is coming.
Really? Because there was absolutely nothing urgent about what you were saying at all.
In theory, it could even summon the Bifrost.
Because why not? Thor's gonna have to get to Earth faster than a ship can take them somehow. So bake in the Bifrost into this baby and we're set. What are the odds a far-flung planet moon like Titan would have air breathable by humans? So wait, at the end of Captain America, Red Skull touches the Space Stone and is sent into space to be a sort of keeper of the Soul Stone? It really just seems like a reason to shoehorn Red Skull back into the story more than anything that makes sense.
Guiding others to a treasure I cannot possess.
Are you saying you've had a lot of people looking for the Soul Stone since you got sent here in 1945? What happened before you were here? Was Warren G. Harding guiding people back then?
Soul holds a special place among the Infinity Stones.
Why?
You might say it has a certain wisdom.
But why?
The stone demands a sacrifice.
Why does the Soul Stone require so many more parameters to acquire it than any other stone? It's like the original creators of the stones themselves said, okay, if you're powerful enough to hold the other 5 gems, we'll let you change reality, move across space at will, increase your strength, and harness the most powerful energy in the universe, go into the past and the future, and access other people's minds. But when it comes to controlling all life in the universe, that's where we draw the line. Dude's got kind of a thing for bubbles, I see. I feel like the sacrifice of Gamora would have played a lot better if Thanos had been given his own proper origin film, and if we'd had more reason to suspect his love for her. This death is sad, until you realize that A, the Time Stone will end up figuring into her coming back to life anyway, and B, that despite all the problems since the firing of James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was ready to go into production after this movie. What the hell happens here? He kills her, the weather gets weird, a flash, and suddenly he's in a pool of water with a stone? How and where is there any water here anyway? It's like an ice dimension with snow. Is he not on Vormir anymore? I'm actually so confused by this cut, I suspect the next movie might hinge in some small way on it, but whatever. It's still a weird cut location change in the movie, and I shall sin it.
Something's entered the atmosphere.
Just one line about how Thanos or something with the stones tells him exactly where each one is would be f***ing terrific. It didn't help him at all with the Soul Stone. He needed Gamora to tell him that. So why the precision knowledge with the others? These ships hit the Earth at massive speed. I don't understand why they don't do to the planet what meteors that large would do, like in Deep Impact or in Age of Ultron. And yet, they don't. They just cause little fire ripples and loud noises. This battle at Wakanda doesn't make a whole lot of strategical sense. Thanos already has enough stones to wreck these Earthlings on his own. He needs Vision's stone. That's basically the only reason he sends this army. Feels like we needed something action-y to do with a bunch of our characters that didn't make the trip to Titan, and we came up with this.
I'm gonna hold it open. That's suicide. So is facing Thanos without that axe.
Okay, dude, you f***ing had a magical hammer made by this guy at this place, and your sister smashed it like it was chocolate. I take offense to the idea that an axe from here could defeat Thanos, and the fact that it nearly does. These Star Wars-esque skid-style troop transports are super inefficient, in that only 20% of their surface area can hold troops. Look at that distance between the shield and the Wakandan troops that everybody, including Natasha, just traversed in 3 seconds. And that pissing match confrontation at the shield was 100% unnecessary to the story and the battle. Oh, good! Just what I wanted to see in this giant Marvel movie. Swarms of easily killable CGI monster clones. Thanos could easily just do the job right now, but why do that when you can reenact Braveheart? They went to the trouble of showing him getting a Wakandan-made vibranium arm, and in battle all we really see him do is fire a machine gun.
What's wrong with machine guns?
I'm no War Machine fan, but this looks hella useful, and he should just do that all battle long.
You open the
You do realize that his ammo's technically limited, right?
out here.
In order to keep the aliens from going around and flanking them, they opened the f***ing shield barrier directly in front of them. And honestly, it's one of the most baffling military decisions on film since Denzel started firing on friendly tanks and Courage Under Fire. Why not leave Cap and you and Falcon and War Machine here to get the stragglers getting through one at a time and send the entire rest of the army to the back to fight the alien foot soldiers? I love how they both leap in here punching, like they somehow know these aren't aliens with poison skin or acid blood. There are frogs here on Earth that have poison skin. Also, say, why didn't Thanos staff his army with aliens that had poison skin or acid blood? A bunch of whatever. If Thor can withstand the energy of a star, then what can kill it? It's almost like this movie is saying all that stuff that could have killed Thor in the other movies. Well, forget all that, because he can take the brunt of a star's energy, because this movie really needs him to.
Yeah. I have to admit, as badass as it is of him trying to hold it open for a few minutes, something tells me he could have died.
Finally looks up from his video game. And don't tell me it's because he cares about Thor. The movie just needs him to get involved here in a second. Teenagers do not act moody for a long time and then suddenly sacrifice a limb for a creepy stranger they bumped into a couple days earlier.
I think he's dying.
He needs the axe.
Why? He's not the god of axes, is he? So now he and the weapon are one because he helped create it? I thought he and the hammer were one. But ultimately that hammer didn't matter. And he didn't help make the hammer either. My point is, these movies give zero fucks about how the magic space weapons wielded by gods work or don't work. Audience applause break. How the f*** did Thor know where to go once he got his new axe? Why'd he go to Earth instead of Titan? Why not New York? Or Norway? Thor doesn't even know Wakanda exists, does he? Bad CGI floating head Bruce gives me nightmares.
And when we faced extinction, I offered a solution.
Genocide.
But random. Dispassionate, fair to rich and poor alike.
You know what would be awesome, since the Death Snap doesn't discriminate? If it killed Thanos, too. Imagine Thanos actually deciding for the greater good that he could even die with such a snap. But guess what? You don't have the balls for that.
With all 6 stones, I could simply snap my fingers. They would all cease to exist.
Why though? Why a snap and not an okay sign, or salute, or a middle finger, or the shocker? I feel like with just the 4 stones he currently possesses, he could easily end this fight right now. The guy can currently manipulate all the energy in the world, reality itself, and let's not forget, control all life in the universe with 3 of those stones.
Don't let him close his fist.
What? He can't use the stones if he doesn't close his fist? Since f***ing when, movie? And f***ing why, movie? Honestly, for a bunch of all-powerful when they're combined together magic space gems, the Infinity Stones are super restrictive. That punch somehow doesn't kill Peter. God damn, that was a punch. This f***ing guy. How can all these superheroes be so emotionally wound up to make this same fatal mistake when they hear about losing their loved ones? Yeah, sure, it's within his character to do this, but I'm sending the movie that this is the reason why Thanos escapes. Mantis is thrown several hundred feet away from Thanos, Spidey reacts to this, and apparently can jump said amount of feet before Mantis lands. Well, he finally answers the question I have never asked about what happens when a film character uses a Bruce Almighty Moon as a projectile. And I've got to say, I should have asked this question years ago. But also, everybody survived. Well, and I've got to say, I should have asked this question years ago. But also, everybody survives the moon's meteor shower. So you can see the bind I'm in. I know we like him, and she loves him. But honestly, kill his ass and destroy the stone, you idiots. The universe is at stake. Not once during this battle do we see if they're making any real progress against these CGI nothings. Just a bunch of quickly edited fights that act as filler until Thanos gets here. Sure, it's kinda cool to see Bucky pick up Rocket and perform a 360 death ballet, but in the end, who cares about this stupid army? It's like watching the Harlem Globetrotters beat the Washington Generals while Michael Bay coaches both teams. After Thor's arrival where he Thunder Groot-axed everyone, seeing him punch foes one at a time here makes me wonder why he doesn't just keep doing that first thing.
Your haircut? Notice you've copied my beard?
Good thing there's no one to fight for a few seconds so we can have a humorous exchange about hair. F***ing dicks.
Why was she up there all this time?
Because Scarlet Witch was there to destroy the Mind Stone and Shuri got it out of Vision. Jeez, lady, who do you think you are? You're worse than Cinema Sids. I'm not saying I like the Wakandan battle rhinos. I'm just saying they would have been super useful in this battle. Vision Ex Machina! He should be vomiting magenta computer code at this point, but somehow he has the strength to stand, grab a weapon, and kill a fool? Come on, movie. have just 25% more consistency, damn it. Holy shit, this fight between Strange and Thanos is, first of all, amazing as I'll take off 2 sins for it. But also, it's so evenly matched for so long that it makes the group fight against Thanos that came before it seem silly and wimpy and underwritten. So Iron Man's shield can apparently withstand that? Good to know. It's not like these stones are the most powerful f***ing objects in the universe or anything.
Cap, that's it.
Like, that arrival needed some kind of narration or verbal confirmation.
I understand, my child, better than anyone.
You could never.
If we're about to see a reenactment of Spike Lee's Old Boy here, I'd only like to see one specific scene. The Soul Stone is the only one to demand a sacrifice so you understand its power. But the Mind Stone is the largest one, and takes up the leader position of all the stones in the glove. Honestly, should anything be able to defeat that glove right now, let alone a new axe that we only just learned about? We now interrupt this Avengers movie to bring you a special presentation of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, starring Josh Brolin as Dumbledore. Here comes the part of the movie where the Snap of Death plays a game. Who's gonna live and who's gonna die? And apparently, it takes its time picking and choosing, because all the dramatically relevant deaths wait for each other so we can see them all, rather than happening at the same time. Also, his gun stays solid, but the new vibranium arm turns to dust? While it's distressing to see your favorite characters wasting away, don't you just know they're all going to be back? This kind of death scene is reminiscent of Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2, where the movie stages a free-for-all with death galore, only to show us that it was a vision. Like a new chapter of Final Destination with sexy vampires. It has emotional impact as an idea, but absolutely none because you know it will be reversed.
There was no other way.
Glad you could mention this just before you waste away into nothing. I hear the Snap loves letting people have final words before they go. Geez, did Thanos move out into Camazotz or whatever the f that was in A Wrinkle in Time? You know what that means? Chris Pine is going to complete the Chris Quadfecta in Avengers 4. Woohoo! I guess it's a good thing Nick Fury always carries around his Captain Marvel Ex Machina pager with him wherever he goes, and that the Snap waited for him to use it.
Oh.
Flop, flop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is.
So he didn't remove the sins for all the deaths? What a shame. I'm disappointed. So sad. When I first saw that Thanos snapped his fingers, I was shocked. I mean, I thought that this would be chapter 1 and 2, where in part 1 they managed to win or something, but Thanos is planning something bigger. But apparently Thanos won. Ah, man. I mean, I didn't really get sad at this. I mean, I got shocked that Thanos actually won in the movie. I mean, yeah, it's some of these characters are going to be brought back to life because, well, sequels and stuff. But still, that was something.